Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on New Zealand Sports Radio. Hi, I'm Paul. I'll be your host this morning. In the news today, we're going to have a chat about the Rugby World Cup that'll be hosted in New Zealand this year. We have action from the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership happening today, plus news also in football from the A-League over in Australia. There was sailing action in the Prada Cup as the semi-final kick got underway yesterday. As well as basketball action in both the NBL over in Australia and the NBA over in the USA. In cricket, the Pakistan versus Sri Lanka test match was still ongoing, as well as we had back-to-back Super Smash action yesterday as well over in Hamilton, where I actually attended both of the games. So kicking off with the A-League and over in Australia yesterday, we had, as I say, one game over there with Western Sydney Wanderers taking on Newcastle Jets. And I predicted a Western Sydney Wanderers win because they've been going so well. And Newcastle Jets, though, do seem to be coming into some form. After beating the Wellington Phoenix, their first win of the season, they managed to draw against Western Sydney Wanderers to see them there in ninth in the table after 6 games. Western Sydney missed out on the chance to go top of the league and sit in second there at the moment. Today, we do have 3 games. Western Sydney United taking on Melbourne Victory at 7:05 New Zealand time. Melbourne Victory really looking to kickstart the season with only 1 win from their 3 games so far. Macarthur FC against Sydney FC will be an interesting one. Sydney FC have kind of struggled this season, whereas Macarthur FC in their very first season have picked up 2 wins and sit 4th in the table. So they'll be going to that one with lots of positivity. Finally, the Brisbane Roar, 2 wins and a loss, will take on Adelaide United. 2 wins, a draw and a loss. So 4th versus 5th in that one, both looking to climb up the table even higher. So some cracking action in the A-League today. Also over in New Zealand, it's the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership will be back in action. Team Wellington will take on Waitakere United in the only game today. So Team Wellington at top of the table, Waitakere United bottom of the table. So you would expect a home win in that one. But my predictions haven't been great of late. Moving on then to the Prada Cup. And we had the first 2 races of the semi-final yesterday with Luna Rosa winning both of them from start to finish. In that one, America's Magic now have not won any races in the Prada Cup, and I'll say today is last chance saloon for them. If if Luna Rosa Challenge win the 2 races today, they will have won the semi-final 4-0 and will go through to the Prada Cup final against Team Ineos UK. It's all or nothing for America's Magic today as they're racing in their patched up boat. Moving on then to the basketball and in the NBL over in Australia, we had 1 game yesterday with the Wildcats losing to the Phoenix in a tight one, 89-90 in that game. The Phoenix took a lead in the first quarter, but were hauled back in this just before half time to again lead out the third quarter and then just cling on in the fourth quarter for that 1-point win. Leading for the Phoenix was Mitch Creek with 24 points in that one. Kyle Adnam came off the bench to score 14 points as well to help the team there. Bryce Cotton led the Wildcats with 32 points, and they had a double-double from John Mooney with 13 rebounds and 19 points, but wasn't enough. They didn't get enough support from the rest of their teammates and just came up short in that one. From a tables point of view then, that leaves the Hawks top of the table still with the Phoenix now 5th in the table with a 2-2 record in that one. SME Phoenix, 5th in the table with 2-2 record in that one. Yep. On to today, and we have no game. Yes, we do. We have 2 games today. Sorry, the Bullets versus the Taipans and the 36ers versus the Kings at 7:30 and 10 p.m. Respectively. Over in the NBA, there were just 4 games yesterday. The Rockets beating the Trailblazers 104 to 101. The Pistons making it 2 losses on the trot for the Lakers, 107 to 92. The Heat going down to the Clippers, and the Suns beating the Warriors. With that Clippers win and that Lakers loss, that sees the Clippers climb above the Lakers in the Western Conference to 2nd, with the Jazz leading the way currently. It's very tight at the top there. No change in the Eastern Conference with the 76ers top, leading the Bucks and the Pacers. Today, there are 10 games lined up to take place, including the Pelicans taking on the Bucks. That's going to be a tough game for Steve Adams' side. That's at 1:30 p.m. today, and obviously we'll bring you the result tomorrow on the morning sports briefing that comes to you live at 7 a.m. every single morning, 7 days a week here on New Zealand Sports Radio. You can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or you can listen to the recording as a podcast as well. Moving on then to the cricket, and it was the 4th day of the test between Pakistan and South Africa. South Africa made a good start to their second innings, reaching 3 for 185 as Mark Crum scored 74, Elgar 29, and Van der Dusen 64 at the top of the innings. But then they were all bowled out for just 245, adding just 60 runs for their next 7 wickets. 40 of those coming from Tembav Bavuma, who stuck around for a while, but no one else stuck with him, meaning that Pakistan had a small total to chase. They knocked it off for the loss of 3 wickets, scoring 90 for 30 in their second innings to win the Test match with a day to spare and by 7 wickets. Azhar Ali was there at the close on 31 not out, and with Fawad Alam on 4 not out. So a good win there for Pakistan, with after some decent starts there in that second innings for South Africa. And they had Pakistan in trouble as well in that first innings at 4 for 27. So good comebacks by Pakistan, both in their own innings with batting and also in the South African innings, taking the wickets as well. So good victory there for Pakistan over in Pakistan. In the Super Smash, and first up, we had the Auckland Aces taking on the Northern Knights. Guptill unfortunately failed again, scoring just 2 off 6 balls, as the Auckland Aces posted 162. Mark Chapman, again, key for the Aces after coming back from injury, scoring 69 off just 51 balls. O'Donnell also with 42 off 33, not out, pushing the Auckland Aces to 162 there. Southey and Bolt really up the top of the order, bowled really well. Southey taking 2 wickets and Bolt taking 1, but as the Northern Knights restricted them to that. On a slow wicket, though, the chase was far from easy, and Northern Knights scored 166, but they had to winning it on the final ball of their 20 overs as Kane Williamson saw them home with his 97 not out off 55 balls. Little cameos from de Grandhomme, who scored 19 off just 8 balls, and Southey with 24 off 15 helped him in that run chase. But whilst Kane Williamson was there, it always looked like that the Northern Knights were in with a good shout. 3 wickets for Tabrak and Ferns as the Knights tried to get after the change bowlers, but really, yes, they got themselves in trouble there, but saw themselves home in the end. That means that the Knights still have a possibility of making it to the finals there as they chase the Central Stags and Canterbury Kings. They're going to need some results to go their way, and also the run rate needs to change as well. On minus 0.72 currently, a ways behind both the Stags and the Kings. Yeah, some things need to go the Northern Knights' way, but they're still in with a shout of making the finals there. Over on the women's side of things, and Northern Spirit took on Auckland Hearts. Northern Spirit choosing to bat first, and really couldn't get the ball away. Held some wickets, but couldn't really accelerate in the middle part of the innings. Perhaps trying to play a bit too straight on a slow wicket and needed to play a bit more square. Halliday with 34 off 40 balls led the way for the Spirit. The Heart bowlers shared the wickets around as they restricted Northern Spirit to 108 off their 20 overs. That always looked like it was going to be a small total to defend, and that's what it proved. Perkins with 45 off 37 really put the Hearts in a good position, and then Huddleston and Lil saw them home with that one as the Spirit tried 7 bowlers, trying all the tricks to try and get the Hearts out. It always felt like they would have to take wickets, and their chances of just restricting all the Hearts to beneath that score was going to be difficult. In the end, a couple of drop catches didn't help their cause, but it was a fantastic night at Seddon Park with it being the Pride round. But before we get on to that, on the women's side of things, that now means that we know the 3 teams that will be making the finals, with the Blaze, the Magicians, and the Hearts there, with a 10-point gap between the Hearts and the Northern Spirit now, with Northern Spirit just 1 game left to play. They can't close that down. So we know the 3 teams that will be making it there. Who goes straight to the final and hosts the final, we don't know yet. That is still in the balance. Some good cricket to come there. So yes, it was Pride round over for the Super Smash. We saw the good rainbow rings. The girls getting behind it as well with their rainbow hair ties, etc. So you can catch my post-game interview with interviews that'll be on the Facebook page this morning. They're already available on Twitter if you want to go and check that out. You have now started the day the best way up to speed with all the important sports news. Have a fantastic weekend, folks. And I'll be back tomorrow bringing you updates on the Super Smash as we see one of the fixtures today. Sorry, we see the Canterbury Magicians take on the Otago Sparks and the Canterbury Kings take on the Otago Volts. So we'll bring you results from that. We'll have the Prada Cup action as well. Also football action and basketball action all to be covered tomorrow on the morning sports briefing. Have a wonderful Saturday, folks.